You know, the reason why you're not where you want to be in life, the reason why you're not getting momentum in your life, you can't get the ball rolling, right? You can't seem to push yourself to that next level. It's because you are not sick of being sick and tired. You have not gone through enough yet. You have not had enough bullshit in your life to want to push yourself to become better, to want to get the ball rolling, to want to gain momentum in your life. You know what I'm saying? The reason why you don't want to start semen retention is because you haven't, and this may sound very crazy to say this, right? Believe it or not, you have not masturbated enough, right? You haven't watched enough corn, right? You haven't drained your sexual energy enough to want to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I get it. It sounds crazy for me to say that, but it's actually the truth. You see, years and years of addiction, it's going to get you to that point, bro. Years and years of addiction is going to get you to your breaking point, right? You know, for some drug addicts, it doesn't take them 2 years for them to decide, listen, I'm going to start changing my life around because I see what these drugs are doing to me. I see how it's affecting my mental health. I see how it's affecting the people around me. They haven't gotten to that point at 2 years. It usually would take 5 to 10 years for them to reach that breaking point. For a porn addict, it could take you 10 years, man, of being a corn addict, of being a sexual deviant, just for you to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself enough is enough. I'm tired. I'm tired of being less than. I'm tired of suppressing my potential. I'm tired of letting life pass me by. You haven't gotten to that point where you're sick and tired. You haven't been through enough crap. You haven't been through enough pain. You haven't been through enough heartbreak. Listen, sometimes a woman that you really liked, that you loved, she got to break your heart. She has to break your heart in order for you to get your act together. You understand? Us men got to get our heart broken by a woman. A woman breaking our hearts, a woman rejecting us that we like, a woman ghosting on us. Listen, that's a blessing in disguise, fam. That's a real blessing. But you'll never realize it because you're blinded by the love. Sometimes falling in love can be to your detriment. You got to stay focused, man. You cannot let love blind you. Well, it takes that level of hurt, that level of pain, in order for it to sink deep. In order for it to click for you, to get your shit together, you have to get to that point. And a lot of us don't want to face pain. We don't want to go through pain, but we have to. Pain is necessary. Pain is temporary as well. But it's a requirement in order for us to break through, to get to that next level. And I told myself this is the year that I reinvent myself. I went through isolation last year, fam. Isolation sucks. Let me tell you something right now about isolation. Isolation is painful. That's another form of pain that no one wants to talk about, isolation. But all of 2023, man, was the most I've ever been isolated in my life. I wasn't hanging out with nobody. I didn't have no friends to chill with. I didn't have no companionship. no girlfriend, no women hit me up. Well, at least not any newer women hitting me up. Maybe a couple old faces here and there, but I was going through it last year, and I felt like I wanted to give up on myself again. But I said, nah, this is a time for me to reinvent my life, to really go all in, to really make the necessary changes, to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like, you gotta have that talk with yourself. You gotta get to a point where you become disgusted with the old version of yourself, to where you start to make those changes and you start to, plant those seeds for change, for transformation, for renewal, right? For your mind, body, and soul. Do not let this video go over your head. Don't let this message go in one ear and out the other. Because changing your life is not all fancy. It's not all smoke and mirrors. It's not. Developing your life, self-improvement, it's not smoke and mirrors, guys. It's not supposed to be a good time. Developing yourself is not supposed to be fun. There's suffering involved when it comes to self-development. There's suffering involved, man, when it comes to changing your life around. This ain't some walk in the park. Changing your life around ain't some motherfucking party, fam. It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a struggle. My question to you is, are you ready for that struggle? Are you ready to go through the sandbox? Are you ready to really go through the pain, the growing pains, to level up? Are you willing to fight through spiritual warfare to get to where you gotta get to get to the other side? It's not all fun and games. I'm here to tell you that right now. Self-improvement is not all fun and games, bro. And it never will be. It never will be, fam. I hate to break it to you. You may thought getting on this retention journey was going to be all fun and games. No, it's not. It's not going to be all fun and games, bro. You have to really go through the old you and get past your old habits. Get rid of them. Just rediscover your trauma, what you've been through. Do the shadow work. There's a lot that has to change about yourself. And getting rid of the old you is going to be hard, man. It's going to be very difficult. But it's a task that a lot of people don't want to endure, don't want to take up. You gotta learn to sacrifice for the long term, right? Sacrifice those short-term pleasures for the long-term gratification. Because there is long-term gratification when you are on the right path and you're developing your life, you're growing your life in Christ, and you're putting the Most High first. But growing your life in Christ is not an easy battle. Okay? That's why few people are going to only walk this path, this narrow path, because it's unlike any other path to walk. It's going to be lonely. It's going to be a little bit isolating. It's going to be challenging. That's why I got to make this video, man, to let y'all know. Don't ever think developing your life is going to be all fun and games. Everything's all hee hee ha ha for the time being. But when it's time to get your ass into shape, when it's time for life to whoop your ass, when you going through, when you grow in your life, you ain't gonna be laughing then. When you're going through spiritual warfare, you ain't gonna be laughing then. When you facing trials and tribulations, you ain't gonna be laughing. You ain't gonna be laughing through the fire, fam. What I can guarantee you, that you will be smiling when it's all said and done. Because when you get your vindication, when you get to that promised land, you're gonna be smiling. Because the reason why you're gonna smile is because you've been through what you've been through for a reason, and you know that you kept yourself solid. You kept yourself solid throughout that entire storm. You know you didn't fold when God was putting you through these tests, right? He was putting you through all these tests. He wanted to see if you were going to surrender. God will always put his toughest soldiers in the toughest battles, right? Not because he don't think you can't persevere. He knows that you can persevere. He knows that you can make it through. That's why he puts you through those tests for a reason and for a season. So that's it, man. Like, share the video. Don't give up on yourself. Don't lose sight of your purpose. You know, we're still in the beginning of 2024. I hope that you're not giving up yet, and I hope you're not throwing in the towel. So keep on going, fam. I'm out.